Autism is out, baby. It's joining skinny jeans in the past. Autism is going to be no more. RFK Jr. said that he's going to find the reason for autism by September. Because apparently the worm in his brain gives him superpowers. He can do what thousands of other scientists and doctors couldn't do for decades. He's going to do in 5 months. How, you may ask? Is it because the government is behind him, Trump's behind him, or is it just because he's more determined and more disciplined than anyone who's ever done it? So 5 months is all he needs? No, he's going to do it in 5 months because he was sent down here by God himself. That's what the worm in his head is. It's a antenna that speaks to God. He's our savior. RFK Jr. is our savior. What else could it be? There's no other possible way he could do this. RFK Jr., the man with the worm in his brain, who ate a dog, and I think he killed a bear in Central Park for some reason. He can only do this with the hands of God. And look, I don't even believe in God. But if there's anyone who's going to change my mind, it's RFK Jr. He's the man we can trust. If he can't do it, then I'm starting to think autism is good. Maybe it's a part of our evolution. Maybe autism is in. Maybe autism just might be the next step in our evolution. We started as apes, and then slowly our brains grew. We made fire, used sticks, we used tools. Next thing you know, we're hunting and gathering, we're forming societies, we're building cities, we're growing together. Slowly, we're all doing less of everything, and everybody is specializing in each little thing, and it allows us to grow bigger and faster. And now our brains are just catching up. Autistics, they're good at usually one thing. I mean, they're good at other things, but they specialize in one thing. And it's not because they went to college for 4 to 12 years. It's because their brain loves trains. And soon we'll all love trains. And everything will be trains. Cars will be no more. Electric car versus a gas car, we won't even have to worry about it because everyone's going to be autistic. We're going to take trains everywhere, and there's going to be TVs on the train that show only WWE. But we're going to love it, and we're going to get better and keep evolving because of it. Autism is the next step. If you look up a picture of an autistic brain versus a non-autistic brain, the autistic brain is up to 3 times the size of a non-autistic brain. 3 times. If you look back over the millions of years of us evolving, you can watch our brains grow. And that was supposedly something along the lines of a part of the reason why we evolved faster than anyone, because of our intelligence. And now the autistics are the next, we're Homo sapiens, they're Homo autians. You guys can quote me on that, that's going to be in books. And you're probably asking, where's the proof? This all sounds made up. I haven't heard any of this. Do the research. It's out there. Look it up. Look up autistic brain and just go down a rabbit hole. I mean, I'm no genius, but there's some out there who are looking into autism. And I'll tell you what, if RFK saw this stuff, he would take 2 steps back, reflect. He might even take a trip to Greece to really, decompress and really think about autism. And maybe he would start giving vaccines himself. You would see him at a local hospital giving out flu shots for free with a big banner over him that says autism is in. But now, because he's a part of the government under Trump, he's got to push their agenda. He's no longer looking at that research. They don't care anymore. They've given up. The government doesn't care. Recently, the government has gotten rid of their crypto enforcement. So pump and dump all day, baby. Just scam as many stupid people out there. I don't know if it's legal anymore, but they're not enforcing it. Start a coin called autism because of RFK. People are going to buy it. Make a few Twitter posts. There you go. Like, what are they doing? I don't read any of the articles. I just saw this in a headline just so I sound smart. I guess Trump just did it because of his Trump coin. He realized, oh, you can't just pump and dump. You can't be the president and scam America, the world. I guess anyone could buy it. So he's just like, let's just change it. There's no wrongdoing if you change the laws. But who's going to care? Because the only people this affects are criminals and 20 to 30-year-olds who finally have a little bit chunk of change and want to flip their $2,000 into $2 million overnight, and they think that the new chicken jockey coin is going to make them millionaires. It's going to allow them to quit their jobs, get a bunch of hookers and blow, go on a yacht, and just live life like how they were meant to, like how we're all supposed to. In the Mediterranean, surrounded by the people you love, which in this case is a bunch of hookers, which that's really the American dream, if you think about it, is scamming your way to the top so you can leave America and go where it's nicer and actually afford it. But apparently Trump no longer wants to make America great again. He wants the American dream to die. And America to die with it. Because nothing is going good right now. Look at the news. Read anything. Have you seen anything that can even be twisted to sound good? There's tariffs that are the highest yield we've ever seen, that tariffs everything from China to penguins, and the very next day they go away, and then the next day they come back. The next day we're going after China and everyone else is fine. But then, Trump could tweet one thing and everything's back on. Or he can tweet one thing about Xi Jinping saying he has a bad haircut. Next thing you know, it's World War III by Monday. It is Sunday. Apparently, I'm hearing inklings for a war in Iran. We need to go to Iran. I don't know why. Do you know why? Why are we going to war in Iran? We might already be going to war with the world. We might as well just let them come to us. Because I don't know what Trump is doing, but it's not working. No one wants to come here. We're down from almost every country in the world. Tourism to the United States is down like 20 to 30% on average, depending on where you look. Nobody even wants to visit. Even Canada for a while was pro-Canada, anti-America. How did that happen? They don't do anything. They're nobodies. They're something because we're next to them. Canada is who they are, what they are, because they happen to laugh at our jokes loud enough. Louder than anyone else. They give us attention. So we throw him a bone. We say, okay, Canada, send us your maple syrup and whatever else you do, because no one knows. And we'll be cool. And now we got Canadians who are anti-America. They're actually getting together as a country, Canada, as in North of America, is coming together as a country against us. I don't know Canadian history, but I'm pretty sure that has never happened. Canadians don't do anything. If you're Canadian, you just smile and then you die. That is the life of a Canadian. You smile, then you die. Maybe in between, you go for a walk. The president of Singapore had a speech talking about the tariffs, and he was talking crap about America. Like, I've never heard any other country, any other leader of a country outside of America talk crap about America like that. And I'm not mad. Honestly, I respect it. He was talking about how we have ghost towns. He's talking about like Detroit. Or he talks about Flint, Michigan, and how their water still isn't clean yet. And he's talking about how all these cities all over the world are like zombie lands because of all the fentanyl. This is Singapore. Dude, it's... What? Singapore's talking crap? That's like your little brother telling you you're ugly, but he's very specific. He goes into detail on your nose or your eyes or whatever it is that makes you ugly, that everybody knows not to say anything. No one ever says anything. But for some reason, they just couldn't stop. You went a little too hard. And now they're fighting back the only way they can. Because Singapore can't do anything. But they can hit us where it really hurts. And of course, that's the ego. America's ego. But he was saying it like a disappointed father. I don't even know if he was mad about it when he was saying it. I think he was past that. I think he has lost any respect, and he was just disappointed. Like he knew we could do better, yet we didn't. It's really sad if you think about it. Singapore, out of all the countries, is disappointed with us, and for some reason it feels really bad. And it's not just politics that isn't going too great. Like, planes just don't work. Or I don't know if it's the pilots, the planes, both, but there seems like to be a crash at least once a month. Or there was just a helicopter crash in the Hudson right by New York. What are people thinking? Why are you going into helicopters for fun? Helicopters should only be for war in Vietnam. There's no other reason you should be in a helicopter. If you aren't in Vietnam doing heroin, shooting out of an airplane at the Vietnamese, not even the ones in the army, I just mean at little villages in Vietnam, there's no other reason you should be in a helicopter. Planes make sense. Sometimes you gotta go over an ocean. You can't drive. Boats are too slow, too stupid. Who would go in a boat? But like even Kobe couldn't make it in a helicopter. Kobe was a god on earth. He was Kobe freaking Bryant. If anyone should have made it through a helicopter crash, it was him. But he couldn't do it. He just couldn't do it. So what makes you think you're so great? You're nobody. And now you're like, gravity can't stop me. Nothing can stop me. And next thing you know, the NYPD or whoever is pulling you out of the Hudson River one body part at a time. And it takes weeks before they can even identify whose body part is whose. All because you wanted to see New York from a certain angle. Just a little bit higher. You could have gone just to a rooftop bar. You probably didn't even have to buy a drink. It could have been free. You could have saw all of New York. It's not good enough. Guess what? There's other bars. There's other rooftops you can go to. But instead, you had to go into this tons of still in the air. And you're like, what could go wrong? Nothing could go wrong. This seems smart. This seems like a good idea. If you're in something that if it doesn't work, you die, that's not a place you should be. Like I've said before, it reminds me of a quote that my coworker told me. If you're in a basement and you find yourself doing heroin, you're in the wrong place. And I think that applies to more than just heroin. In this case, helicopters. Kobe couldn't do it, so you can't do it. We all scream, Kobe, every time we make a three-pointer or try to make a three-pointer, because if Kobe could, why can't we? We show a little respect for him each time. But the truth is, he couldn't master the helicopter. Gravity was always going to beat Kobe. If you ever think you want to go in a helicopter and you're not a licensed helicopter pilot, I want you to take 2 seconds, go in the bathroom, go in the other room, jerk off a little bit, and reconsider. It'll set you straight. And sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes, and this goes for women too, the testosterone takes control. And sometimes you want to go a mile up in the air with nothing protecting you, and you think it's a good idea. And sometimes you just need a reset. And trust me, you don't want to figure that out. 2,000 miles up in the air. And if you're in New York, come to the ground. Get a bagel. Sit on a bench. Think about life. Just stop with the helicopters. Grow up. You don't need to do that. You're just in a chair. It's nothing special. The only thing it has to offer is death. And if that's what you want, a helicopter is going to leave a hell of a crash for the rest of us who are still alive. So please, just get a rope. Don't spend all that money and time to go see the sights just so you can die.